I served in AIA South Jersey. I was president of AIA South Jersey in 1995, and then again from 2000 to 2016, serving in other officer positions and on their board over the years. In 2005, I was president of AIA New Jersey. I served in other officer capacities, treasurer, vice president, past president. I also have served on the board for many years. And then finally, I was elected the regional representative of AIA New Jersey from 2017 to 2019. And in my final year on the Strategic Council, I was elected the moderator and served in that capacity in 2019. I started my career path, as many of us do, very early in life. I was identified very young. My mom said, "Gee whiz, you're good at art and you like math. Maybe you ought to consider architecture." That happened very early. So I did continue, along that path, and I became an architect. I pursued becoming an architect, and while I was in college, I had my first experience was working for a landscape architect, a Japanese landscape architect by the name of Tetsuo Tito Sasaki. And I spent a summer working for him where I would work in the field, doing installations during the day, and then at night I would draw existing conditions plans of the homes and the backyards so that Mr. Sasaki could develop his designs. He gave me wonderful exposure to reading about the principles of Japanese landscape architecture, and those things have stayed with me throughout my career. After that, I moved on. I got positions in Philadelphia in succeeding summers, working at the Colonial Penn insurance company and the Sun Refining and Marketing Company in their facilities planning department. I worked under a gentleman by the name of Frank Seifert and Joe Doherty, and they gave me my first exposure to an actual working under a licensed architect. And we worked on renovating high-rise buildings in downtown Philadelphia. And I got to work not only with these architects, but there was an interior design staff that he had working on the projects with them. And that gave me an excellent introduction to the architectural profession. It actually helped me quite a bit. Well, I've always thought that I get more out of being involved in the AIA than I put into it, far more. And I know that sometimes sounds counterintuitive, that oftentimes many people are interested in the bottom line, but at the end of the day, I've had an opportunity here to do things with the AIA that I may never have gotten an opportunity to do otherwise. I've always taken the opportunity to learn new skills and new techniques, both in the way organizations run, interpersonal dynamics, learn things about the profession, both technically and physically, that I may not be being exposed to in my individual practice or the individual projects that I'm working on at any point in time. In our day-to-day lives, we're engaged with a finite group of people. We work with architectural firms are invariably very small. The average architectural firm is only about 7 to 10 people. And we don't get exposed all the time to that many people. Well, by being involved in the AIA, I've been exposed to an enormous group of incredibly talented, inspired, and motivated people, very knowledgeable. And that's given me a wealth of experience and opportunity that I wouldn't have had otherwise. Some of the best minds in the world. Well, there's an expression that says the more things change, the more they stay the same. One of the things that I've realized over time, and particularly with some of the work that we're currently doing to go through the archives of AIA New Jersey, is to realize that the founding principles, the reasons why we established this organization, have fundamentally stayed the same. It's to inform the public about who architects are and what it is that we do. And that has been key in everything that we've done over time. But given that, things have changed. People have changed, times have changed, and the way that we do things have changed. When I first got involved in the AIA, we were in a time of severe fiscal austerity. We were in quite difficult times, and there was a lot that had to be done in order to right that ship and get us on solid financial footing. And for many years, we worked in a very, very efficient way financially in order to be able to save and establish reserves and put ourselves in position where we can do the things that are necessary in order to be able to adequately support and promote the profession and the organization. Today, we are in very good shape from a financial point of view, and I'm very glad to see that, because now we can do more. We have more resources available to us, and we can be far more aggressive in terms of the way that we go about doing things. I have a tendency to think more about the projects that I've done myself since being in private practice than the projects that I did when I was with other firms, although those were all inspiring in their own right. One of my best clients while I've been in private practice was the First National Bank of Elmer. I did an operations center and 2 branch banks for them. The operations center was in Elmer, New Jersey, and the branch banks, one was in Woodstown and the other one was in Upper Deerfield, New Jersey. And they were a wonderful client, and I think we really produced 3 very good buildings for them. They are very contextual. They sit into the communities and they belong where they are. They are of a time that is consistent with the communities, and they're not going to be on the cover of Architectural Record magazine or Progressive Architecture, but I think we did a very good job there. Another project that I'm particularly proud of is my first residential commission when I started my private practice. It was for a longtime friend of mine. Actually, he and his wife introduced me and my wife to one another, and I designed a custom home for them in Chemung, New Jersey. And it was an incredible experience working with them on the project. They gave me an enormous amount of latitude. Again, we found a way to come up with a design that suited their desires and their personal aesthetic for what they wanted. And we found something that worked on the property in a way that really gave them a unique solution to their problem. And I really enjoyed working on that project with them and being involved in it. Outside of that, I did have another client that I worked with right here in Cumberland County. They were remarkable. They gave me a lot of opportunity. I did a commercial project for them, Scalfo Electric, a renovation and addition project to their offices in Vineland, New Jersey. And then I did a private residence, a renovation and addition for them in Bridgeton, New Jersey. And the ability that they gave me and the opportunity they gave me to contribute to their wishes on the project were remarkable, and I'm very, very proud of the way that both of those projects turned out and the way that I was able to work with that client. The most important thing, though, about my service to AI New Jersey in all of these different positions that I'd like members to understand and appreciate is, in my first years, I was what I would call a mailbox member. I wasn't involved. I wasn't a board member, and I didn't get involved until 1993, when, in fact, I was encouraged by my then owner of the firm that I worked for, David Manders, to get involved in AI South Jersey with another gentleman who was reinvigorating the section, a gentleman by the name of Charles Weiler, who had become a member of AI South Jersey to reinvigorate the section. And I was looking to get involved, and I wanted to make a contribution. So from 1986 to 1993, I really wasn't involved at all, other than participating as a member. And then once I got involved, I continued from there.